Hello there, my name is Nicky Spence, and as part of the Grange Park opera family, I'm introducing a video to you. I was in the inaugural performance at the Theatre in the Woods in West Horsley just a few summers ago when it all began. And this summer, I was sat with Whately thinking, what can we offer for the interim season? And so I got together with my chum and co-conspirator, Kitty Whately, who I'm sure you all love and know. In fact, she's starring as Kate in Owen Wingrave in a video which is on its way very soon. The editor got coronavirus. He's much better now, but they're still putting it together. Watch this space. So we thought we would do a recital based on the woods. But this wouldn't be any normal recital, you know, us hunched up next to a Steinway trying to remember the words to Schumann and no, it's something different. Accompanied by pianist Ella O'Neill, we've taken to the woods as a marriage on the rocks and being inspired by the woods to see if we can get our marriage back together with some fantastic songs by some great composers, old and new. So I hope you enjoy it very much. It was meant to be a Christmas gift to you all, sat next to your Christmas stocking, maybe with some nuts and a satsuma. But instead we thought because life is so sad, this week especially, it's a gift coming early to you. So I hope you enjoy it. And I will certainly see you all very soon in person, I hope. In the meantime, stay safe and see you soon.
Welcome to another episode of Couples Retreat, the show that offers couples a change of scenery when they need it most. This week, we meet Tom and Claire and their 4-year-old son, Billy.
Hello, I'm Tom.
And I'm Claire.
And we're the Dixon family from South Shields.
Well, we've been together about
8 years.
12 years and 3 months.
We're doing this because we thought we could maybe, you know, just boost our relationship and our communication skills.
Things are just getting a bit stale, you know.
It's just been a really stressful time, and I'm worried about Claire because she's a germaphobe at the best of times, but with these new restrictions, she's just going crazy. If it doesn't move, she'll wash it.
Why is life so tragic? Why? So like a little strip of pavement over an I look down, I feel giddy. Why? I wonder how I am ever to walk to the end. But why do I feel this? Now that I say it, I don't feel it. Now that I say it, I don't feel it. The fire burns. We are going to hear the banners of pride. Only it lies all about me. Why? I can't keep my eyes shut. Why? And we don't know how happy I am. If it weren't for my feeling that it's a strip of pavement over an abyss. Why?
This is the moment our couples discover the destination of their much-needed getaway.
Camping?
Camping in West Horsley.
Having said goodbye to their son and dusted off their tent, Claire and Tom will travel all the way to West Horsley in the hope of rediscovering themselves. On arrival in Surrey, their first challenge is to assemble their accommodation for the duration of their stay.
One Once I was a Boy Scout and I knew lots and lots. I could put a broken leg in splints and tie all sort of knots. I smiled and whistled all the time and got my bushman's thong. So when I became a Boy Scout, I sang this camping song. Can you get your tent pole up in the dark? When you rub two sticks together, make them spark. Shally wally, oompa, get your woggle in your hand. Shally wally, be prepared, the camping life is grand. Have you ever managed putting up a tent in a howling gale when all the guys were bent? Snuggled in our sleeping bags by the fireside. I will do the scouting if you will be the guide. Some think that camping's just for blokes and camping out is tough. Baden-Powell, the Wolf Cub howl and all that suspect stuff. Sleeping under canvas in the cold and wind and rain. How it warms a fellow's cockles just to sing the old refrain. Can you get your tent pole up in the dark? When you rub two sticks together, make them spark. Shally wally, oompa, keep your woggle in your hand. Shally wally, be prepared, the camping life is grand. Have you ever managed putting up a tent in a howling gale when all the guys were bent? Snuggled in our sleeping bags by the fireside. I will do the scouting if you will be the guide. And now I'm not a Boy Scout, I haven't camped for years. Instead I go on package tours to Margate or Tangiers. No longer do I camp about inside a bivouac. And the words of our old camping song don't easily come back. I can't get my tent pole up in the dark. When I rub two sticks they didn't want a spark. Shally wally, oompa, now it's hard to understand. Shally wally, how I ever kept my woggle in my hand. How I ever managed putting up a tent in a howling gale when all those guys were bent. The only sleeping bag I've got is by the fireside. Now she's gone and built a fucking tent, well, there goes me pride. I suppose things were just different before the kids were born.
They were certainly easier.
Do you remember that time, the dirty weekend in New York, 2010, up the top of the
Hey, Tom,
Rockefeller
you
Centre?
cannot say that on camera, man. I'm sorry, you will cut that, won't you?
My love, I love your breasts.
I love your nose.
I love your accent.
And I love your toes.
I am your slave. One word and I obey.
But please don't slurp your coffee in that way.
It just feels like we've lost the spark a bit, you know.
Sorry, didn't know you were filming.
Back on camp, unbeknownst to Claire, Tom has coerced Andy at the local petrol station into rolling them a joint, which he has brought along. While we don't condone substance misuse here at Couples Retreat, it's up to the participants how they choose to reignite the adventure in their relationship.
I haven't smoked a joint for years, but I don't know, we were on holiday and it was a bit different and I wanted to try and loosen up a bit for Tom, so I went for it, and to be honest, I was quite enjoying it after a while.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither, here shall we see no enemy, but winter and drought.
nation shone, and loves to lie in the sun, seeking the food he eats
And pleased with what we get. Sorry.
Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall ye see no enemy.
Enemy, but winter and rough weather.
While the effects of their narcotics take hold, Claire and Tom begin to encounter a phenomenon known colloquially as the munchies.
We were just starving, you know.
I know, could have eaten your face off. You'd eaten all those Pringles, there was nothing left.
You ate the Pringles?
And I'd had the munchies. That's what happens when you smoke a joint. We hadn't done that for years.
Inspired by their new sense of release and lack of refined sugar snacks, our couple take to a newly rebooted pastime amongst country dwellers and hipsters, foraging. Other manifestations of cannabinoids include rapture, delirium, and disorientation.
If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down to the woods today, you'd better go in disguise.
For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Every teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of wonderful things to eat and wonderful games to play.
Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they'll hide and seek as long as they please, 'cause that's the way the teddy bears have their picnic.
Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today.
Watch them, catch them unawares, and see them picnic on their holiday.
See them gaily gad about. They love to play and shout. They never have any cares.
At 6 o'clock their mummies and daddies will take them home to bed, 'cause
The tired little teddy bears. If you go down in the woods today, you better not go alone.
It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Having reconnected with Tom, Claire embraces her own personal euphoria and a new state of solitary peace.
The weather was beautiful, and the trees and the forest, and it was just lovely. Nice to be alone, get a bit of peace and quiet.
Chaque branche part une voix sous la ramure.
Meanwhile, things aren't going so well for Tom.
I'd lost Claire and I was starting to feel a bit strange.
A tree stood flowering in a dream. Beside the tree a dark shape bowed. As lightning glittered, the axe gleamed across the wound in the broken wood. The tree cried out with human cries. From its deepening hurt the blood ran. The branches flowered with children's eyes, and the dark murderer was a man. There came a fear which sighed aloud, and with its fear the dream world woke. Yet in the day the tree still stood, bleeding beneath the axeman's stroke.
The thing is, it all went wrong when we had those... What were they?
There must have been magic mushrooms.
I know, but they just looked like normal ones from the shops.
And we'd eaten all these mushrooms that we didn't know were magic.
And I'd lost my mind. At one point I thought I was making love to a tree. Of trees. It's just big and boggy. Wish I was a tree.
I was seeing giants, witches.
Billy? Billy? God. I've seen a giant. There's a bleeding giant in these woods. He's chasing me. I swear our Billy's here and this giant's trying to eat our Billy.
But it wasn't just Claire who was seeing things in the woods.
Es ist schon spät, es ist schon kalt, was reizt du einsam durch den Wald? Der Wald ist lang, du bist allein, du schöne Braut, ich führe dich heim.
Groß ist der Männer Trug und List, vor Schmerz mein Herz gebrochen ist. Woher das Waldhorn her und hin, o flieh, du weißt nicht, wer ich bin.
So reich geschmückt ist Ross und Weib, so wunderschön, der junge Leib. Jetzt kenn ich dich, Gott steht mir bei, du bist die Hexe Lorelei.
Du kennst mich wohl, du kennst mich wohl, von hohem Fell
Thing was, you'd seen what you'd seen, I'd seen what I'd seen, and literally I was terrified. I was like hidden behind a log
I
for
was
ages. Must have been.
certain that, well, Billy was there.
I know, but he wasn't.
He
He was in
couldn't
South
have been.
Shields.
He was here with the babysitter, so I don't know why I thought that, but I was convinced that he was there, and I was chasing him around. I turned the corner and I saw this gorgeous man standing there, and for a minute I thought it was Tom, but I got a bit closer and I realised it was this handsome fairy tale prince.
Anything can happen in the woods. May I kiss you? Any moment we could be crushed. Don't feel rushed.
This is ridiculous. What am I doing here? I'm in the wrong story. Wait, one moment, please. We can't do this.
Of course, you're right. How foolish. Foolishness can happen in the woods. Once again, please. Let your hesitation be hushed. Any moment, big or small, is a moment after all. Seize the moment, skies may fall any moment. Days are made of moments, all are worth exploring. Many kinds of moments, none is worth ignoring. All we have are moments, memories for storing. One would be so boring.
But this is not right.
Right and wrong don't matter in the woods. Only feelings, let us meet the moment unblushed. Life is often so unpleasant. You must know that as a peasant. Best to take the moment present as a present for the moment. I must leave you.
Why?
The giant.
Will we find each other in the woods again?
This was just a moment in the woods, our moment shimmering and lovely and sad. Leave the moment, just be glad for the moment that we had. Every moment is a moment when you're in the woods. Goodbye.
What was that? Was that me? Was that him? Did a prince really kiss me? And kiss me? And kiss me? And did I kiss him back? Was it wrong? Am I mad? Is that all? Does he miss me? Was he suddenly getting bored with me? Wake up, stop dreaming, stop prancing about the woods. It's not beseeming, what is it about the woods? Back to life, back to sense, back to child, back to husband, no one lives in the woods. There are vows, there are ties, there are needs, there are standards, there are shouldn'ts and shoulds. Why not both instead? There's the answer if you're clever. Have a child for warmth and a baker for bread and a prince for whatever. Never! It's these woods. Face the facts, find the boy, join the group, stop the giant, just get out of these woods. Was that him? Yes, it was. Was that me? No, it wasn't. Just a trick of the woods. Just a moment. One peculiar passing moment. Must it all be either less or more, either plain or grand? Is it always or is it never and? That's what woods are for those moments in the woods. Oh, if life were made of moments, even now and then a bad one. But if life were only moments, And to get what you wish only just for a moment, these are dangerous woods. Let the moment go. Don't forget it for a moment, though. Just remembering you've had an and when you're back to all makes the all mean more than it did before. Now I understand, and it's time to leave the woods.
Tom has now been missing for over 40 minutes. The producers are increasingly concerned for his safety.
Did you not hear my lady go down the garden singing? Blackbird and thrush were silent to hear the alleys ringing. Oh, saw you not my lady out in the garden there, shaming the rose and lily, for she is twice as fair. Though I am nothing to her, though she must really look at me, and though I could never woo her, I love her till I die. Surely you heard my lady go down the garden singing, silencing all the songbirds and setting the alleys ringing. But surely you see my lady out in the garden there, rivaling the glittering sunshine with the glory of golden hair.
While fearful of being in different places in their relationship, in a couples retreat first, we find our couples entirely separated from each other geographically.
By that point I was feeling terrible. My head was banging and I just felt so guilty. I just had to find him. You know, he's no Prince Charming, but he's a good husband and I love him. And he's a wonderful father and I just had to find him.
Noch Licht und nirgends
Finally reunited, Tom and Claire head back to the tent with a tale or two to tell.
What was that thing you saw?
I swear to God, you were sat on this tree trunk and the girls were out.
Me?
They play, yes. You were sat in a rug and then this old hand came out, an old withered, wizened hand. It was like a witch.
I don't know what you smoked.
Well, the same as you.
Well, yeah, I saw this handsome fairy tale prince. I thought it was him.
It was me. Well, I'm sure it was. If he was handsome, it must have been me.
And so we leave another happy pair, their lives transformed by their experience on Couples Retreat. Join us next time on Couples Retreat when we meet Mandy and Bill, mudlarking on the Solway Firth.
We're just so glad that we took part. It's changed our lives.
It's been a revelation, really. I feel like I've met you again and we've discovered something new in us. And just like the trust is there, and we know that we're on each other's team and we can just have fun.
Yeah, we've found ourselves again. It's been very special. So, thank you, Couples Retreat.
Thank you, Couples Retreat. I think we should go camping again as well. Back in the days of knights in armour, there once lived a lovely charmer, swimming in the Rhine. Her figure was divine.
I had a yen for all the sailors, fishermen and gobs and whalers. I had a most immoral eye. They called me Lorelei. I created quite a star.
And I want to be like her. I want to be like that gal on the river, who sang her song to the ships passing by. She had the goods and how she could deliver the Lorelei.
I used to love in a strange kind of fashion, with lots of hey-ho-de-ho, hi-de-hi.
And I can guarantee I'm full of passion like the Lorelei.
I'm treacherous.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't keep myself in check.
I'm lecherous.
Yeah.
I want to bite my initials on a sailor's neck. Each affair has a kick and a wallop. For what they crave, I can always supply.
I want to be just like I'm treacherous.
Ja, ja.
Ich möchte einen Seemann in den Hals beißen.
I'm lecherous.
Ja, ja.
I want to bite my initials on a sailor's neck.
Each a